Today is December 30th, 2024. It's my daily journal diary for Randell Clifford means myself. Detroit, Michigan, born and raised January 3rd, 1985. So this is interesting. I graduated from Howard University December 2008. And this little blimp story, facts, pertains to Washington County as well as Wayne County. So I was getting drafted to the NFL. 18th wanted me. Jacksonville Jaguars wanted me tremendously, where my grandfather's family is from Florida. And the irony of the whole situation is I came back to Michigan to celebrate with Daniel Oscar Moore from Catholic Central, grew up in Canton, and also was a walk-on at the University of Michigan, and then got into Howard University Law School. Now he's a Navy JAG lawyer. Long story short with him, he worked for Congressman Conyers as well before getting to Howard Law School, who probably pulled the strings for that. And you remember Congressman Conyers. Long story short, I celebrated with him in Ann Arbor, Michigan, when I flew back to Michigan, or drove back to Michigan in my F-150. At that bar, I was supposed to crash at his female friend's house afterwards. Charles Woodson was at the bar that night as well. Good old Heisman candidate. And at the end of the night, he's gone. And literally, I call him. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Randell. My friend can't let you stay here." I was like, damn. So I had to drive back from Ann Arbor to Detroit. Literally drove the speed limit to get to the freeway, and then a trooper pulls me over right before I get to the freeway, and they followed me from a parking garage all the way to the freeway and said I was going 10 miles over the speed limit in downtown Ann Arbor, 45 instead of 35. That's when we pulled you over. We followed you all the way here and charged me with a DUI back in 2008. Long story short, or 2007 might have been, no, 2008. Long story short, followed all protocols, haven't had DUI sentences off my record. And then when I was finished my semester, when I go back to Howard University, I lived in Arlington, Virginia. I leave early, even though my lease wasn't up. The $1 million condo I lived in, paying $500 a month per rent to an Asian company, couple. The husband actually worked for, it was a manager in the FDA. Long story short, I felt uncomfortable staying for the Obama inauguration in January or February, so I bounced. The irony, I was going into the Navy at that time period as an aviator, and I had two recommendation letters from Daniel R. Tovar, Naval Academy grad, very high up, and an African-American Navy captain. Also, my cousin from Alabama was in the Pentagon, was a millionaire at that time period. I chilled in Chicago with a girl I went to elementary school with, Brittany Hudson, for a few months. And she lived actually a few blocks from Obama, ironically, house in Chicago. And we just ate pizza popples every day at her place, and just hung out and just, reminisce on old times and everything. Then I get a call from a probation officer, a Latino probation officer at Ann Arbor, telling me, "Randell, you have to come back to Michigan now, or we're going to put a warrant out for your arrest because you didn't follow protocols with your DUI by doing your urine tests while you were in D.C. to finish your college degree." So I drove back. That's when all the drama happened. And then probably this comes to the Wayne County part, and this comes completely to Southfield Police Department as well as Detroit Police Department. I had brand new Ford trucks all through high school and college. Like I said, my father worked for Chrysler 15 years. My stepfather worked my father's from Florida. My stepfather's from Texas. My stepfather worked for Ford for 30 years. So my father paid for my vehicles in high school and college. And then my stepfather got me the discounts with Ford Corporation. So I had a brand new 2004 Ranger green in high school, which was leased. Then I had a brand new Ford Escape, 2002 model at Ball State in Muncie, Indiana. Then I had a brand new Ford F-150 Burgundy 2005 model at Howard University years. And I was the only person in Washington, D.C. with a Burgundy F-150. Long story short, I come back, minding my business, about to first do the Navy aviation, security clearance. Got that. And then 3 people out of 8 people on the board, wanted me for some reason. They say, you play football and all this stuff. You had 3.5 some semesters, but you had 2.1 some semesters. So your grades are too up and down. So I joined the Michigan Army National Guard as an E4 mechanic, and my test scores were off the chain. But one day I'm driving down 8 Mile, literally driving down 8 Mile back in 2009. And, no, this is before. Before that, I'm in Dearborn, and at a mall, and some Caucasian or Arab, I don't know, at Fairlane Mall said I was trying to steal a Mustang, and they arrested me. Charges were dropped, even though my F-150 was in the parking lot. Fast forward, go to Wayne County, dealing with driving literally a few blocks from my father's and mother's house, 8 Mile Evergreen. And literally, what happened is I'm driving, and a police car from Oak Park starts following me past, I don't know, maybe Southfield Road, or before Southfield Road. And I'm like, what the hell? Until like later on in the future, I'm like, why the hell is this guy from Oak Park cop following me? And I'm driving probably 30 miles per hour. He follows me all the way to the Lodge Freeway. Once we get to the Lodge Freeway, there's about 30 cops or 20 cops with pistols pointed at my vehicle, all on video cam. Throw me out my truck, and then kick me in my back on the ground, face down. And then pick me up and take me to jail, the Southfield Police Department, and charge me a felony with the attempted fleeing and eluding back in 2009. So I had to meet with the FBI after I was already in the Michigan Army National Guard, and also going to Wayne State University from 2009 to 2012 for electrical engineering degree, a second degree. And the whole funny thing about the whole situation is that didn't get me discharged, because that charge was dropped. That didn't get me discharged from the Army National Guard. Supposedly trying to steal a car in Dearborn got me discharged from Michigan Army National Guard September 11th, 2009, ironically. Fast forward, I didn't get my next security clearance through the EPA until 2018 with the Teamsters. And then in my following security clearance, the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, 2021, with Livingston International as a custom release analyst. And then my next security clearance to the TSA at Willow Run Airport, Global Logistics, as well as USA Jet. Short story.